All right, here we are at South by Southwest at the Kung Fu Saloon with Jonathan Bryce. Jonathan, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
So now you're one of the co-founders of Moso,
Right.
and you're doing something new now. What are you doing?
Yeah, so Moso was the company that evolved into the Rackspace Cloud, and last year we open sourced a lot of the software that powered the Rackspace Cloud under this new open source initiative called OpenStack. And so I have really been focusing heavily on OpenStack, and we just announced that we're going to be starting a business at Rackspace to build and support OpenStack clouds, but as well, there's a large effort to make sure that the OpenStack community is healthy and growing and able to function really well. So I'm involved in both of those efforts, but really, I think that my heart is with the community and with open source. I love open source, so I want to make sure that we do this well and build great software for the world.
So speaking of doing open source well, one of the most important things, one of the trickiest things to get right is governance. And you guys have been tweaking that. Can you tell us a little bit about how it started out, where it's going, and what you've been learning?
Yeah, when we started this last year, we expected that it was going to be mostly a Rackspace effort, and we actually, internally talked about it, and we said it's probably going to be primarily a Rackspace effort for a year, and then we'll probably start to see some other involvement. But I think that there was such a hunger in the market for a really quality open source cloud software stack that it's just caught on like wildfire. And so when we started out, the governance structure was really focused around Rackspace and our leadership and our involvement. And as the community has grown and there's been a lot of contributions from outside of Rackspace, then we've made a couple of shifts to try to make the governance more representative. And we just made a recent change where one of the main governance bodies, which is called the Project Policy Board, it used to be primarily appointed. It had 5 appointed seats that were appointed by Rackspace and then 4 elected seats. And so one of the big shifts we made recently is that that's now made up of 4 appointed, or 4 Rackspace appointees and then 8 elected seats. And so it's something where we feel like the community is growing and stable enough that we are really basically saying, community, you choose who your leadership is. Now we did retain some appointed seats because we also feel that as the project grows, it's going to be important to think not just about what we're developing today, but also what are the projects that make sense to partner with OpenStack, to pull in and become a core part of OpenStack, and so we wanted to save some space to appoint thought leaders from the cloud industry. And we actually, we will be appointing at least one non-racker for one of our appointed seats, and we'll probably continue with that to try to make sure that there's good representation and good thought leadership.
Excellent. And then, last but not least, what are the positions that are becoming 6-month positions?
Yeah. So before we had kind of an appointed technology leadership position over the whole project. What we've done is we've moved that to where each of the individual OpenStack projects has an elected leadership position. It's called a project technical lead. And so the project technical lead is someone who's responsible for deciding what the roadmap is, for making sure that we're on track with the roadmap, for ensuring the quality of the releases, and really providing day-to-day technical leadership on the project. Those positions are going to have an election every 6 months, and I expect that we'll see people re-elected, so they'll serve longer than 6 months. They can really serve indefinitely if they're doing a good job. But it gives the community an option every 6 months to kind of vote up or down on this person's leadership, or to just cycle fresh blood through as needed. So those are moving to a 6-month election.
Excellent. Jonathan Bryce, thank you so much.
Yeah.